Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum.
Ayo, please.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, let's come to the major topics of the day.
Sir.
Can you tell me how many constitutional amendments have been made in Constitution of Pakistan since 1973?
Sir, since 1973, 26 constitutional amendments have been done.
Now, you're coming from Chitra.
Sir.
What was the gist of 25th Amendment in the Constitution of Pakistan?
25th Amendment tells about FATA merger with Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, sir.
It was only FATA or something else also?
There would be something else, sir, but I remember it because of the FATA merger, sir.
It was FATA and PATA.
It was FATA, sir. FATA merger with KPK.
FATA plus PATA. PATA को भी तो
yes, sir.
provincial administered जो
Yes, sir.
एरिया था उसको भी तो उन्होंने मर्ज कर दिया था
Sir.
और इसकी इनेक्टमेंट हुई थी provincial assembly से.
Sir.
Okay, you tell me something about province of KPK. What do you know about it?
Sir, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, one of the 4 provinces of Pakistan. Geographically speaking, it's a vast province. It's geographically in 3rd position in Pakistan. Sorry, the last position, the smallest province geographically. Population-wise, it is 3rd in Pakistan. Round about 4 crore people they are living in KPK. Economically, KPK is very important, sir, because of its fertile agricultural lands. Then there are many other hydel resources in KPK, and the population of KPK, a very hard-working population. So, economically, KPK is very important. Lastly, sir, KPK is also important for Pakistan because of its strategic location. As KPK shares border with Afghanistan, so that border actually it remained porous throughout the history. So in this regard, KPK is also very important. So this is about KPK, sir.
You go back and see some facts about KPK.
Sir.
Now let's see the scenario in the Middle East.
Sir.
Currently, what is happening? What is the state of affairs now? Say what happened yesterday and day before yesterday.
Sir, currently in Middle East, the biggest issue that Middle East is facing, that is Israel-Palestine conflict. And yesterday there was a proceeding in International Court of Justice, where International Court of Justice emphasized on reducing the pace of violence in Palestine, and it also asked Israel to stop genocide in Palestine. So this was a kind of victory for South Africa and Palestine state also. Rest of the thing besides this, many other developments also happened in Middle East, especially the recent one where 9 civilians have been killed in Iran, because Iran is also sharing border with Middle East. So currently this is what's going on in Middle East, sir. And last thing that is also very important, that is what is going on in Red Sea, because Houthi rebels, they are being targeted by United States of America in the form of Operation Guardian Prosperity. So this is what's going on in Middle East right now, sir.
Where is Red Sea? Where it is located?
Sir, it is located between Middle East and African continent, sir. We can say between Asia and Africa, and it connects Indian Ocean with that of Mediterranean Sea. This is the location of.
Which are the countries which are sharing Red Sea?
Sir, from African continent, it is Ethiopia, Somalia, and Egypt. And from that side, in Middle East, that is Saudi Arabia, Yemen, and Turkey. I think it's also sharing border with itself.
What is the location of Yemen?
Sir, Yemen is in the south of Middle East, and it shares border with.
Why UK and USA they are bombarding Yemeni, Houthis in Yemeni?
Yemeni Houthi rebels, sir, for America, they are terrorist organizations. And
do you think they are not?
Sir, this is quite debatable, sir, but as per they saying they are terrorists.
What do you think? Hamas, what is their status?
Sir, Hamas for Western world, it's a terrorist organization. But for Hamas and many other Islamic countries, it's a freedom fighters group, sir. So this is again For Western, this is again repeating the same thing in international
You
relations.
see, they are non-state actors.
Yes, sir. In international relation, there is a term, sir, that freedom fighter of one state is terrorist for the other state. This is the status of Hamas
You
right
tell
now.
me, what are the challenges which Pakistan economy is facing?
Sir, Pakistan economy is facing multiple challenges. But if I identify two key challenges in our foreign economy, that is the first thing, that is annual budget deficit that we are facing, sir. So I would call it fiscal deficit. Secondly, we are facing the issue of balance of payment. Rest of the things, that all the issues, for example, taxation issue, undocumented economy, they all comes under the domain of these two terminologies, sir. So if we overcome budget deficit or fiscal deficit in our economy, and secondly, current account deficit, our economy could improve, sir.
What is the size of grey economy in Pakistan? Undocumented
Yes, sir.
economy, black economy, grey economy.
Yes, sir. Informal economy, it's almost 35% of our economy, sir.
Please, sir. Thank you.
Do you think National Action Plan has failed to check and curb the incidence of terrorism in our country?
Sir, yes, sir. Up to some extent, we could say National Action Plan failed to achieve its objectives, because the purpose of National Action Plan was to decimate terrorism in Pakistan. But for the last couple of years, terrorism has re-emerged in the country. So this shows that National Action Plan failed to achieve its objectives.
National Action Plan was to combat and counter terrorism.
Yes, sir.
What would you mean by combat? How will you differentiate between combating and countering terrorism?
Sir, combating, I think combating is a word that used for kinetic means you fight against terrorists and defeat them. The other thing that is, sir, I think things that lead to the emergence of terrorism, for example, delayed justice and some other things. The other words is used for this, sir.
Which prophet was also named as Israel?
Sir, it was Hazrat Yaqub alayhi salam.
Which is the last surah of Quran?
It is, sir, Surah Nas, Surah Nas, the last one.
Okay. Police is your second choice.
Sir.
So, what do you know about Police Order 2002?
Sir, Police Order 2002, it was passed under our Military General Pervez Musharraf at that time, and it was an order through which reforms was brought in police sector, because before that police was run under 1861 Act. That was a kind of, we can say, archaic act, because it was the product of that time and it was the demand of that time. But through Police Order 2002, police were actually democratized, sir. It was civilian supremacy that was maintained, and through some other organs, police was made accountable for their acts, sir.
What were those? What were those steps or measures
Sir.
proposed in the Police Order 2002,
Sir,
through which police working was meant to be improved?
sir, it was Public Safety Commission, and the second was Complaint Commission, sir. Any kind of complaint, any kind of grievances, if public have towards police, they could complain it in that sense. So,
And Safety Commission, you're saying?
sir, Safety Commission was it was a combination of nominated and elected members who keep police accountable for their acts and also make policy plans for them.
Welcome to CSPs Academy for CSS PMS preparation. CSS PMS तहरीरी इम्तिहान के तमाम मज़ामीन की ऑनलाइन और ऑन कैंपस तैयारी के साथ साथ सब्जेक्ट सिलेक्शन, असाइनमेंट चेकिंग, क्लास टेस्ट, मॉक एग्जाम, इंडिविजुअल टीचर डिस्कशन और फीडबैक सेशन का इनकाद किया जाएगा। इसके अलावा FPSC की तजवीज़ करदा बुक्स से बने मयारी नोट्स और CSP पब्लिशर की बेहतरीन बुक्स मुहैया की जाएंगी।
Foreign Service. What factors are to be taken into account while formulating the foreign policy of a country?
Sir, yes. Foreign policy formulation, the things that should be taken into consideration. They are called determinants of foreign policy. So there are internal determinants as well as external ones. Internally, the most important thing, that is geography of a country. Secondly, population of the country, political or we can say political systems of the country, that is also taken into consideration. And externally, international public opinion, reaction of other states, some international treaties, international organizations, they all are taken into consideration while making foreign policy for a country.
What do you know about nuclear proliferation?
Sir, nuclear proliferation is the increase in the number of nuclear states. As in 1945, there was just one nuclear power in the world, that was United States of America. But with the passage of time, the number of nuclear countries increased. For example, in 1949, Soviet Union joined the club. Then in 1964, China joined the club. 1952, UK joined the club. 1970s, Israel made nuclear bomb.
How many treaties are there to check nuclear proliferation?
Sir, there is the most important treaty, that is Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, that was signed in 1968 and came into force in 1970. So this is the document through which nuclear proliferation is counted.
Is this the only one or there?
I said there are other treaties too,
What are
for
those?
example, Comprehensive Test Ban Treaty, INF, and other means too.
Least active in social media.
Sir.
You say it is your weakness.
Sir.
So, how does it affect you? Bother you?
Sir, social media nowadays, it has become a kind of medium through which you can interact with people. You learn what is going on in the society, what is the trend right now. Before that, I was thinking that it is one of my strengths, but later on I realized that anyone who intended to be the public administrator, he should engage in social media. So that is why, sir, I considered it one of my mistakes and weaknesses. But I am working on it, sir. Slowly and gradually, I am becoming active in social media.
Saadat Ullah, tell me about Pakistan's foreign policy.
Madam, Pakistan's foreign policy since 1947, our foreign policy has become security driven, because in 1947, when we become independent state, we faced lots of pressures from our eastern wings as well as from our western neighbors too. So it was the enmity with India as well as Afghanistan in the very beginnings of 1947. We adopted security policies. So our foreign policy becomes security driven. Later on, we joined CETO and CENTO, and this process continued till 1970s when we lost our eastern wing. Later on, instead
I'm
of...
not asking the history of the foreign policy. I'm saying, what is Pakistan's foreign policy? What did Qaid say and what are we doing?
Currently, madam.
What is Pakistan's foreign policy?
Madam, Pakistan's foreign policy is the policy through which Pakistan is trying to maximize its national interest while keeping relation with other countries with great powers. So this is a mean for Pakistan to protect its national interests.
What is the difference between foreign policy and diplomacy?
Foreign policy and diplomacy, the biggest difference between them is that diplomacy is a mean while foreign policy is an end. Through diplomacy, you try to achieve the objectives of your foreign policy. So this is foreign policy. Policy and diplomacy is the difference between them.
And tell me about Iran's nuclear program. You've read this book, Nuclear Iran, The Birth of an Atomic State.
Yes, madam.
Tell me about it.
Madam, Iran's nuclear program, it's almost 6 or 7 decades old right now. In the very beginning, it was under Shah's regime, Iran's nuclear program came into being. With the passage of time, Iran was trying to portray that its nuclear program is actually for civilian purposes. But later on, it was identified that Iran is pursuing nuclear bomb under the guise of civilian nuclear program. And for this, United States of America, after the Iranian Revolution, it withdrew its support for Iran, and since then, Iran's nuclear program is facing lots of international sanctions. But in 2015, in the form of Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, that program, it was a kind of pass to Iran's pursuit of nuclear bomb. But in 2018, Trump withdrew from that agreement, and since then, Iran is pursuing its nuclear objectives through this program.
Thank you so much. Dr. Saab?
Well, Sadat, tell me that who is considered as the brain behind the Italian unification?
Sir, behind Italian unification, there were three forces, sir.
Just tell me the brain.
The brain, sir, it was the first Giuseppe Mazzini, Garibaldi, and Count Cavour. They three collectively, sir, and Victor Emmanuel too. They four collectively led to Italian unification. But, sir, one thing that was Napoleon also played a very important role in Italian unification.
He did.
Yes, sir.
How?
Sir, before the birth of Napoleon or Napoleonic era, there was the absence of the concept of nationalism in Europe.
Fine, I got it. Okay, now tell the French Revolution. How see it created any sort of impact in Indian history?
Modern history, sir. Sir, French Revolution, I would like to say that it gave birth to different elements. For example, the first thing, nationalism.
Now tell to which incident or which event you consider as the first crack in Congress system.
The first crack in Congress system, sir, that was the emergence of Hindu Mahasabha in 1950.
Congress system in Europe.
Achha, sir, concert of Europe.
Yes, in concert of Europe.
Yes, I was thinking it was Congress system, sir. The first fissure emerged in the concert of Europe. That was in 1822 in the concert of Verona, sir, where Britain was trying to emphasize on non-intervention, while the other parties, including Metternich, they were emphasizing on intervention in Spanish case as well as in Italian case.
Now tell, when Nazi party rose to power in Germany, he made alliance with which political parties of Germany?
Sir, exactly I'm not sure, but I think
in
it
which
was
year
in
he
1933,
rose to
sir.
power?
19.
Yes, he made alliance with which political party?
I'm sorry, sir.
Okay, who has written the book Man, State and War?
Man, State and War, it was Kenneth Waltz, sir. Man, State and War. Kenneth Waltz.
Who coined the term soft power in international relations?
It was Joseph Nye, sir.
Joseph Nye.
Yes, sir.
Tell what it means, Global South.
Sir, Global South, the underdeveloped world, sir, including those countries that are lying in African continent, Asia and other parts too.
My last question. What is the significance of positivism in IR?
Sir, positivism actually revolutionized international relations because through positivism, new theories came into being in a proper scientific manner, sir.
I got it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Let's conclude it. Saadat Ullah, you have improved a lot.
Sir.
Okay, there is a difference. The only thing I can ask you is keep it up.
Sir.
न्यूज़पेपर पे तवज्जो दो, नोटबुक बनाओ
Sir.
और जब भी बात करो फोकस्ड करो 1, 2, 3 पॉइंट पे.
Sir.
ठीक है ना? तो there is improvement.
Sir.
So best of luck.
Thank you so much, sir.
और सादतुल्लाह अपना ड्रेस यही पहनोगे बेटा?
No, मैडम, इसे मुझे चेंज करनी है.
कौन सा कर रहे हो?
नेवी ब्लू कलर, मैडम.
हाँ, नेवी ब्लू करना तो फिर ब्लैक शूज पहनो.
हाँ जी मैडम.
But otherwise you are in a good state. थोड़ा सा अपने आप को फोकस कर लो. तो you're good. ये दे दिया मैं कागज अभी या नहीं दिया?
नो मैडम, ये अभी तक नहीं दिया.
ये नहीं दिया ना? मूवीज को निकाल दो.
ठीक हो गया मैडम.
क्योंकि मूवीज का जवाब नहीं दे सकोगे. इतने सारे सवाल मूवीज पे, कब आगाज हुई, कब पहली मूवी बनी, साइलेंट मूवीज कब थी, टॉकिंग मूवीज कब आई, कलर मूवी कब आई, हॉलीवुड की क्या है, बॉलीवुड की क्या है, बॉलीवुड की क्या है, फ्रेंच की क्या है, वो जवाब नहीं दे सकोगे. जो ज्यादा खप वाली चीजें उन्हें निकाल दो. फोकस रखो. ये सॉन्ग और मूवीज जो है ना, ये बहुत वाइड है. फुटबॉल पे अगर फोकस करना है, उसका फुटबॉल स्टेडियम कितना बड़ा होता है, सारी डिटेल्स, फीफा का क्या हुआ, पॉलिटिक्स उसमें क्या है, ये सारी चीजें पता होनी चाहिए. अदरवाइज यू गुड. इंशाल्लाह यू विल डू वेरी वेल.
थैंक यू सो मच.
थैंक यू.
चलो यार, बेस्ट ऑफ लक.
थैंक यू सो मच सर.